Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Harakakadesh. Don't want to see apostles and elders, great most on the rule one. Shalom to the brothers doing the work of sincerity and truth. Yeah. Got this article on AP News. And it's funny because they're finally touching interest rates. And it's when, you know, a bunch of other things already being, the inflation's being felt in other areas like food is the main one, but going into winter, it's gonna intensify. So yeah, what does it say? Says as Powell Fed on track to slow aid for economy later this year. Says the Fed will start dialing back its ultra-low rate policies this year as long as hiring continues to improve. And yeah, this year. So there's what is about to be September. So it's like 3 months more or less. So yeah, winter. That's going into winter. And this is what hiring. So Chair Jerome Powell said Friday, signaling the beginning of the end of the Fed's extraordinary response to the pandemic recession, and that's it's been a staving off method, but it's funny because like now you've still got a variety of factors kind of affecting the economy to where it ain't really been saved, and the way okay, let's read it. So, pandemic. So, in a speech given virtually to an annual gathering of central bankers and academics, Powell said the economy had improved significantly this year, with average hiring in the past 3 months reaching the highest level on record for any similar period before the pandemic. Fed officials are monitoring the rapid rise in infections from the Delta, he said, but they expect healthy job gains to continue. Fed have been buying 120 billion a month in mortgage and treasury bonds to try to hold down longer-term loan rates to spur borrowing and spending. Powell's comments indicate that the Fed will likely announce a reduction or tapering of those purchases sometime in the final 3 months of the year. Most economists expect the announcement in November, with tapering actually beginning in December. Powell stressed that the Fed tapering on its bond purchases does not signal that it plans anytime soon to start raising its benchmark short-term rate, which has kept near zero since the pandemic tore through the economy in March 2020. Rate hikes won't likely begin until the Fed has finished winding down its bond purchases, which might not occur until mid-2022, Powell said. Powell said the Fed would need to see much further economic improvement before it would begin raising its key rate, which influences many consumer and business loans. So yeah, they're basically starting on the process towards, raising them rates, and everything. If it all seems like everything's going well, it's all doing good, everything's on the up and up, then they can get caught with their pants down. Because they said like mid next year we'll see what's going down. Going into the winter, let alone thinking about next year. This is what we have much ground to cover to reach maximum employment, and time will tell whether we have reached 2% inflation on a sustainable basis. Powell said, referring to the Fed's target inflation rate. Inflation is much higher than 2% now, Powell acknowledged, but he underscored his view that the current price spike is temporary. He warned that history shows that raising rates too soon in response to temporary price increases can weaken hiring and hurt the unemployed. Yeah, so it's they're moving like the economy is it's rebounded. But boy, that's you know, that's with a lot of aid being thrown in. Because boy, a lot of places are not gonna last too long. If once a lot of those protections are taken down. But we'll see, because it's everything is meant to be going hunky dory. Despite they're saying like uh what hiring has gone up, but it's a matter of what kind of jobs are people doing. Because even I was talking to, it's funny because this job climate is weird, because it's on one side it's like bare places are looking for people, because it's picked up because they've been pumping money into the economy. But then I was talking to a manager, and he said like one of the guys applying for a job was like, guy had a master's in like aeronautical, in was it aerodynamics, something like that. And I was just like, bruh, like if these guys are meant to be have all the qualifications and able to get spectacular jobs, why is it then they're what do you call it? They're having to apply for somewhere way below what they're meant to be getting. So it's like, seems like a lot, bro. The middle class, like that's been chunked. The people that were trying to make a bit of money, they might have their own business. A lot of them guys, hey, they're either just hanging on, and they might not last too long, or they're or they're already out of the game. A lot of it is, that's why it's like you had uh what's it called, Bezos and Bezos, and who's the other one that made hella money? I think it was Elon Musk as well. They're saying like, but essentially like the top, top of the 1%. They've been making a killing. They've been making a killing off, the whole pandemic. So it's like, money's been thrown in the economy. People are making money. People might still have jobs, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna be in the same state. And then once prices and whatnot start going up, they're gonna be below their means. Gonna have to sell their house, gonna have to sell the car, gonna have to, eat less. If they've got a family to provide for, they got all kinds of things. Any emergency that comes could just be that. Could be that. It's done. So yeah, it sounds like whilst it's being artificially propped up, looks good, but how long is it gonna last? Because as far as it's like the prophecies are working against it. That's the key thing. Prophecies are working hella against it. Alright. Um. Where'd it go? Second Ezra 16, the classic. And 21 says, what? Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Yeah, famine coming in. A lot of food. That's why I did the video earlier in the week on the, what is it? On the warehouse. A lot of the industrial food production ain't it's not capable of producing on the level that it needs to. To keep up with with supply. Like they're constantly moving below supply. One of the big suppliers in the US, because why? Staff shortages, and then that's something where, you know, certain cuts were getting left out. And I think I forgot to mention as well is like Nando's in the UK. Funny because similar in Nando's, like supply chain issues. Like there's a shortage of chicken, so like the Nando's is one like baked chicken shop. Maybe I mentioned it in a different video. I can't remember. Like they had to just um done the thing and just they had to leave it and just close a bunch of their shops because why they ain't the supply ain't there to be able to keep up. So yeah, you know, everything seems good. Seems like it's all rebounded. It's, you know, it's surviving and thriving. But then what? Hey, even then shall evils grow up on the earth. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Shalom.